Retired Joint Chiefs Chairman General Colin Powell joining 3 other former Joint Chiefs Chairmen who are speaking out against the president's use of force. This as the National Guard is withdrawing from Washington, D.C. Powell says for him,
are we insulting everybody? Are we going after immigrants? They don't understand this. I'm the son of immigrants. I wouldn't be here if my parents couldn't come here in banana boats in the 1920s. This is America. This is who we are. And the world doesn't understand.
Joining me now are Jeh Johnson, former Homeland Security Secretary in the Obama administration, and retired 4-star Army General Barry McCaffrey. Welcome both. Jeh, first to you. What should have happened on Monday? You were the Secretary of Homeland Security. You had previously been at the Pentagon as General Counsel. You know the rules and regulations, and you were in charge of Secret Service as Homeland Secretary. What should have happened to clear that park, or shouldn't it have been cleared at all?
Well, in any situation like that, Andrea, a certain amount of discretion has to be built into the considerations here. The Secret Service has wide latitude to take measures in ordinary circumstances to protect the life of the president. That's their job. And for example, if the president had gone to a service at National Cathedral and was on his way back to the White House compound on Mass Ave and protesters blocked the motorcade, the Secret Service would have considerable authority, along with the Park Police, the Metro Police, to remove the demonstrators to get the president safely back to the White House compound. Now, this circumstance, the president decides he wants to go for a walk in the park, Lafayette Park. And so somebody should have said to the president, and I think it should have been the job of the Secretary of Homeland Security, to say to him, Mr. President, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of peaceful demonstrators in Lafayette Park right now. They're pretty committed. Do you really need to go for a walk in the park? Because we're going to clear those demonstrators and it's going to be a mess. And the photo op of that happening, just what you're showing right now, is going to overwhelm whatever photo op you get out of going up to St. John's Church. That conversation should have taken place. It obviously didn't. Every president in my lifetime, I am sure, up to now, would have heeded the advice to say, you know, you're right, it's just not worth it. And I'm not going to use the Secret Service in this way.
And in fact, General McCaffrey, the lines of authority, of the military authority, you've got Secretary Esper and General Milley, pushing back and saying, well, they argued against it. But the fact is that nobody spoke out against it forcefully enough to this president. And there were people covering up their badges, federal officers. You have the unprecedented list, I would call it an honor roll, of former Joint Chiefs Chairmen, 4 stars as well, other 4 stars as well, speaking out against. What do you attribute this widespread condemnation by you and other of your fellow officers?
Well, I don't think there's much question that this was a real mess. There was no clear line of command. It appears that the Attorney General de facto was in charge. It was a grab bag of federal law enforcement from all over the country who had not trained together. And it was an impulsive gesture by the president, a political gesture that ended up outraging a peaceful protest. And I think the bottom line to it was an enormous embarrassment to Secretary Esper and to the chairman. I don't think they got what was going on until it was too late. The real problem is the President of the United States, who was demanding active duty combat forces in the streets of America. We have 800,000 police officers in America. There's 450,000 National Guard who can operate under the control of governors. The District of Columbia, of course, is a special case. But this is an outrage, and I think it properly prompted the uniformed military to put out instruction throughout the armed forces. Be careful, we swore an oath to the Constitution.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.